money, why are you mad like that? Ooh, I'm in my new bag, my bad. You ain't get too bad, my bad. First of the month, I'ma run it back. Same day, why I'ma run it back. Friday, payday, run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 48 yards, I run it back. I cop a car, I run it back. Go your then run it back. Run it back, run it back, run it back.
Okay, Coach, thank you. We are technically 5 miles east of Washington, D.C. That's where the home of the Washington Redskins resides, FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Washington Redskins. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Set 90 Wolf.
They'll run on first down. Hurd. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. Right back to him on first down. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Check Mike 54. Mike 54. Watch the call.
On second down now. Hurd. A good burst there. Gets him 7 up to midfield.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball. But when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They're going with Lindsay. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And this crowd into it early. Their guys stand tall on the opening drive of the football game. A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10. Just shy of midfield at the 49. Nyheim Hines, his first carry. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Tremaine Edmonds there to bring him down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Watch a slant. Watch a slant.
On play action, it's Wentz. Going deep for Diggs. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down.
74.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 13-yard line. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
If you're going to run against this unit, especially down here, just beware. I mean, they're the top rushing defense in the league.
Yeah, and then they go ahead and they double down with the whole thing because you think, okay, let's throw the ball. Oh, yeah, that's right. They defend the pass pretty well, too. Very difficult task right now.
A quick throw taken in by Diggs. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. Stephon Diggs. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Will Lutz on for the point after. It's good, and the Redskins take a 7-0 lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, but the whole month of December is still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Now it's Lindsey. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
18 Gator.
Throwing his lock on third down. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round.
Hey, wahoo!
On 2nd and 15 now. Wentz. It's complete to Diggs. And he takes this in the red zone all the way inside Denver's 15. A big play there on the catch and run. 73 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Watch his slant! Watch his slant!
And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. That second down run, a big help. The 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now.
Go. 120! 50 seconds to Mike.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up 4th down. Now the old pass completion for no gain, not something you want to call up out of the playbook too often.
Yeah, most offensive coordinators don't have that on their play sheet, so they've got to go back and scramble after this one. But right now, with what they're telling receivers about making sure you take care of the ball in open field, sometimes the fighting for extra yardage doesn't come as a result. That and good tackling can lead to no yards gained.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. Now a carry for Lindsey. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
They'll run. It's Lindsey, and he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Let's go. 60 outlaw. Hey, Zoo. Let's go.
On 3rd down, block. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
An 8-yard return there after a punt of 47. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 on their side of midfield at the 47. Throwing is Wentz. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Now a quick throw as that's complete on the hitch route. A Redskin 1st down. The pickup 15 yards.
That's good for a Washington Redskins 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you.
Now it's Hines. And some room to maneuver. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. If there was one area that the coach emphasized in our pregame meeting, it was red zone offense.
In a sense, I got from it, and I think you did as well.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Tracy Walker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Locke and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. It leaves them with 3rd and just a yard.
60 more. Watch the twist, watch the twist. And 58 is the mic. 58 is the mic.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. Give him 6 yards in the first down.
Go. Switch.
First down.
Go. Get it.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It's a gain of 35. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
It's a gain of 6, moves them to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. On 3rd down, Hurd. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. And this one is right down Broadway. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half. and they've had the ability to see what you've done, they're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
On second down, Pickett. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Play action. Now Wentz. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. On first down. It's Hines, and a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
At the 47-yard line.
Here we go. 280. 82. What's up?
On second and 12, Wentz. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this second half. Instead, it's third down.
Well, he did almost everything right. Excellent coverage, breaks on the football, just unable to haul it in and take it the other way. So he dropped an interception. The key for him now, don't dwell on it. Just move on to the next play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Shotgun now for Wentz. He can run for it, and he will. And he nearly got the first himself, but it appears he's going to be about a yard or two short. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still fourth down. Too long for a field goal, too short to punt that in-between range, and they'll go for it on fourth down. Wentz to throw for it on fourth. That's to his running back, complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. The Redskins have the first down on a pickup of 18.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's second and 2. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Here's Hines. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further. Lutz good on the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. From the gun on 3rd down, Locke. Going deep this time for Miller. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 41 yards. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well and get a few stops.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Another run by Lindsey. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. To throw it is Locke. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this 3rd quarter play. Back now at FedEx Field. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. Now Locke. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe a stuff on Diggs. Now that's one they hate. The ball's got to come all the way back.
So that's an explosive play, a really explosive play that gets wiped out, and they have to start over after the penalty.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And Diggs has it. That's a gain of 11. Would have been a 1st down if not for that penalty moments ago. I think you'd have to say defensively, these guys are doing their job pretty well, right?
Yeah, we talked about them holding them under 20 points, right, on defense. And they've done that. They've held them. The problem is their own offense hasn't answered their challenge, which was to score more.
Yeah, exactly. I remember you saying magic number was right around 20, and the offense has been the issue. You're right. Only a yard on the pickup, and now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
Brings up 3rd and 8.
Go. 280! Here we go. Tight end left. Done.
Working from the gun, Wentz. That's complete to Hines out of the backfield.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the 1st down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the 2nd half.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to find Anthony Miller there, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
They always say that real estate is about location. Well, guess what? When it's a slant route, the quick ones, timing. Got to be able to lead your man with the football.
And the timing off right there, threw it behind him. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go. They'll go again with Lindsey. And they'll get him down up past past the 15. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. Here's Lindsey, and he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs, and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Brown. And he'll get about 6 up to the 27-yard line. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They keep it on the ground. Again, it's Brown. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. They'll try and run for it with Brown. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Clock now on 1st down. This one taken in by the former Baylor Bear, Jalen Hurd. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll be 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
And I think we'll probably see him go for it here on 4th down. No reason not to. Down a couple of scores, they have to try and make something good happen.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Here's Locke to throw. And that is incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Redskins will take control of the football in great field position. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now a play fake. Wentz. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. They'll run here with Lindsey. Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 42-yard line.
They'll try the left side with Lindsey. Oh, now Lindsey lost the football. And the Redskins scoop it. The 20, 10, 5. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead is now 24.
Makes the score Redskins 27.
So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward. Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. A handoff, Lindsey running left. Now we'll get whistles, and they've signaled for a timeout. Not sure I see the logic in this, but we'll get a stoppage anyway with 5 seconds remaining. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Go! Hey, Sam off! Go!
They'll try the left side. Lindsey. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. So a victory here for the Washington Redskins. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, things